What do you do on an average day? Phone your employer. Listen to music. Listen to music on a different device. Listen to more music. Or watch your favorite television broadcast, such as the Howdy Doody Show.
Hi, kids!
Well, if so, you can thank democracy
You're welcome!
and also electricity. You see, all of these activities could not be possible without electricity. Over the years, electricity has become more and more important in our daily lives. We have found various ways of creating it. Wind power, solar power, and nuclear power, just to name a few. While the first of those examples are renewable, the last is not. And while the first two do not harm the environment, the last one does. There's also one more source of electricity, the main focus of this movie. Water power, or hydroelectricity. Every second, 3 million liters of water flow down the Niagara Falls. Every second! That's a lot of energy. You're probably thinking things like, how could that possibly power my TV? Or, wouldn't it be great if there was some way to harness this energy, to use it for our power needs? I think you see where I'm going with this. In the next few minutes, I'm going to tell you how hydroelectricity works, how it was developed, and some real-life applications for it. Well, water power was first utilized in ancient times. Both the Romans and the Greeks used water wheels to grind flour. Water flowing down a river would turn a gigantic wheel sitting in the river, which would also turn a rod, which would turn a milling wheel. But it was not until the Middle Ages when more modern water wheels were built, made of cast iron. Water wheels were the basis for today's water turbines. In 1906, the Ontario government brought Niagara Falls power to parts of southern Ontario. Currently, 50 to 75% of the Niagara River flows through tunnels, well upstream from the falls, to turbines that power surrounding parts of the United States and Canada, flowing out afterwards far past the falls. The main parts of a turbine are as follows: the intake shaft, where the water enters the turbine; the runner, the wheel with the angled blades that is turned; the generator, the device that creates electricity; the generator shaft, the shaft connecting the water to the generator; the exit valve, the pipe where the water exits the turbine; and the powerhouse, the plant or housing in which the turbine lives to protect it from the elements. We now know how hydroelectric power generation came about, as well as how it works. But what are some of the uses for it? Is it large scale or small scale? You may think it may not be as convenient as other energy generation processes, mainly because it requires a constant flow of water. However, this is not a big problem, as hydroelectric power generation is Ontario's second largest source of electricity, at 21% of Ontario's total electricity supply, second only to nuclear power, which weighs in at 52%. As I explained earlier, one of the more obvious locations for a hydroelectric plant would be Ontario's own Niagara Falls, only a few hours south of Toronto. Niagara Falls is quite a large waterfall, with 3 million liters of water flowing down it every second. Yes, every second! Try drinking that much water. But another reason hydroelectric power is so popular is its renewability, little need for maintenance, and its environmentally friendliness. A hydroelectric plant creates no runoff other than the water, which would run off anyway, unlike nuclear or natural gas and coal-fired plants, and has very little carbon dioxide, or CO2, emissions, 25 grams of CO2 per kilowatt hour, as opposed to 450 for natural gas and 986 for coal-fired plants. They are also more cost-effective, as you need nothing other than a steady flow of water to keep them going, such as uranium or coal, for instance. Because of its widespread availability and ease of use, hydroelectric power generation will always be a large part of supporting growing electricity needs for years to come.